Hello and welcome to the 6 Hockey Player Interviews. This series we're doing recapping players drafted in the OHL Priority Selection. My name is Liam Crothers alongside Rain Hernandez, and this is a very exciting time for some select young men.
Yeah, this is a very exciting time, like you just said. And right now on the line, we have Mike Levin, a recent draft pick of the London Knights. Mike, how you doing today, man?
I'm great. Wake up in the morning, was on the ice with my brother, feeling good.
Love to hear it. So, I guess the first question I want to ask you was, you know, what was this season like with the global pandemic, and how did it feel not having a season this year?
It was a very difficult year for me. Like I was with no family. I live with my uncle in Canada, in Toronto. I came to Canada to play hockey, and it was no season. A little bit of practicing in my school, Everest Academy, and just trying every day to keep me going, keep me healthy, and just do my best.
That's awesome. So, Mike, it's a very different time, but can you take us through that draft process a little bit? Where were you? Were you with family? Were you, sitting on a phone call with some people when the call came in that you'd been picked? Take us through that.
Yeah, so I wake up in the morning, eat breakfast, and just open my iPad, like now, and watching the draft. And my parents in back home in Israel watch too with my brother. And when I picked up, everyone started calling me and text me congratulations. It was a great moment for me and for my family, of course.
Yeah, you couldn't have gone to a better place with the London Knights. They're obviously known as one of the premier organizations in all of junior hockey. So, what was it like to hear your name called by such a prestigious organization?
It was an unbelievable moment. And I can ask for better place to be, better organization. It's the best team I can ask for.
Yeah, and we can see here the London Knights very successful, a ton of playoff appearances, a ton of success in terms of OHL championships. So, where do you see yourself fitting into that? Are you excited for that challenge of such a prestigious organization? Are you ready to, continue the great tradition in London?
Yeah, of course, I'm ready. My brother played the OHL for 5 years, and I watch every game in my laptop with my dad when I was back home, and I always dream about to play in the OHL with the bigger players and just play there when I can and do my best.
Yeah, so since you brought up your brother, obviously your brother was the first Israeli-born player to get drafted in the OHL. You got drafted first overall, and he was actually a part of a very special team with the Don Mills Flyers. They had a ton of great players that made it to the next level. Jake Tortora, Nick Robertson was on that team, Noel Hoffenmeyer. So when you were younger, watching your brother go through the GTHL, how did that help with your development through your hockey journey?
It helped me a lot. I started to play ice hockey at 10 years old, and when my mom and my dad, when we fly to my brother to visit him in Canada, we watch Don Mills game. It was the OHL Cup, and
Yeah.
I just watched the game and have fun with it. And when we come back home to Israel, I told my dad I want to play there 100%, but my mom didn't let me because she already lose one son,
Mhm.
and just every day I ask her if I can go, and she said every day no. Then one day, just when I was 12 years old, um, my dad told me one team want you. It was the Toronto Titans, and after 5 days, I just fly there and start living in Toronto and playing the GTHL. It was awesome.
Yeah. So, speaking of playing in the GTHL, you spent some time on the Mississauga Reps. You had Ben Malkin there with you, and a bit of a similar story. The heritage is there for you, and the connections there. So, what can you say about your time spent in that last season playing with the Reps? What did that contribute to your play style, to the way that you developed in that last year of being able to play here in Canada?
Um, can ask for a better team. It was a great, unbelievable year. great coaches, great teammates. We was a difficult year, like up and downs, but of course it was like best year in the GTHL I ever can ask for.
Yeah, definite culture change coming over and experiencing not only a new brand of hockey but a new brand of people as well. So, what's that transition been like for you? You know, it's not just about learning your game on the ice; it's also about learning a new language, a new culture. So, can you take us through like any difficulties in that?
Oh, it when I came to Canada, I didn't know one word in English, and it was very hard for me. No friends, and so one day after day, I started learning English in Dale Academy. I took ESL class, and they helped me a lot. So my when I before I moved to Canada, my dad told me every time, learn English, and just I didn't learn. So after 1 year, 2 years, I start to get my English better, like you guys see now. Not the best, but I try my best.
You're doing good, man.
Exactly.
So when you came to Canada, it was obviously a huge culture shock, but luckily you had your brother who went through the process first before you, and also into the OHL as well. So I wanted to ask you about your relationship with your brother, but also some of the advice that he gave you that helped you in your journey.
Oh, I can ask for a better brother. He just helped me every day. When I'm in Canada, and he was in Sudbury. I we talk every day. We call each other, text each other. Now we're back home in Israel, and we just practice every day. He helped me improve my game, my lifestyle, and everything. Just awesome. I can ask for a better one.
How does mom feel about another son going off to the OHL? And mentioned she didn't want to lose another son, but evidently you're a good player and you're going to have that opportunity to play at the next level. How does she feel about this?
She very happy, very excited. Get my level up, and she excited like my dad. And yeah.
I think a lot of players you look at the GTHL around the world as the best minor hockey league in the world. So it took a lot for you to get here. I wanted to ask you about the sacrifices that you had to make to come to Canada, and also, how does this help with your growth as a person as well in terms of also being a hockey player?
Yeah, so I'm moving 12 years old. It's very little age. In 3 years, I feel I grow a lot. When I came here, my mom said too, and my dad. And yeah, just these 3 years, I live with my uncle, and he too, he helped me a lot. He was the best I can ask. And after these 3 years, I will miss him for sure. He helped me a lot. Yeah, I can say it was easy 3 years for me. Live without my parents, my friends, meet new friends in Canada. But of course, it was fun.
What did that experience teach you?
I learned a lot of things. I learned I can do a lot of things in myself. Um, when I moved to Canada, I thought it will be easy for me, but after these 3 years, it's very not. It's very difficult. Some days you miss the family so much, and yeah, it's can explain it.
We got to ask you what happened with your chin there, and how did that happen? And I guess how do you feel now?
Yeah, so like now I'm my dad rink in the office.
Yeah.
My dad have a rink in Israel. So 2 days ago we had a game, and some guy slashed me there here, and a little bit bleeding, but I'm great now. I'm feeling good.
Cause any scuffle? Did you a little bit of pushing and shoving, or was it an accident? Do you think?
Nah, accident.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the first time you wear a visor, something bad always happens. It happens with everyone. It happens with the best of us. But, good thing you're okay. So, another thing I wanted to ask you about, you're obviously at your dad's rink every day back home, and you're getting ready for the new season here in Canada. So I wanted to ask you, what are some of the things that you're working on in the off season that you think will help take your game to the next level?
So yeah, me and my brother wake up every day at 6 in the morning, going to the beach, run there for 35 minutes, stretch there. Then we're going to my dad's rink. We practice there for 1 hour and a half. Go to my house, rest, eat, and going to the gym, walking in the gym. And then after the gym, we going again to the rink. We have another ice time, and then go home, rest, play some PS4 with my friends here, and yeah.
Yeah, can't be all work and no play. That's important to mix those in. And you mentioned the hard work that you've been doing with your brother. So moving forward, it's a big step. There's a lot of different things that can happen moving forward. But what's your biggest goal for the next couple of years? What's like one thing that sticks out that you want to accomplish?
Of course, first I want to get to the OHL, start playing there, and for sure I want to win the championship in the OHL.
Yeah, for sure. I think you guys have a really good chance. London's always a contender. And I also wanted to ask you, since you brought it up, what games are you playing on the PS4?
Oh, NHL 21 all day. Me and my
World
brother.
NHL?
Yeah, me and my brother, we start a playoff series. Every 3 days we finish 7 games, and
Who, who who's making the backdoor passes?
both of us.
Do you guys play threes or fives?
Five. Sometimes.
Okay. Who's your favorite NHL team growing up, and who's your favorite player that you like to model your game after?
Me and my
With
friend, my
Sydney.
best here, we all always was the fan of Pittsburgh, and we like really Evgeni Malkin.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I moved to Canada, of course I live in Toronto, so I need to be a Leaf fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of years ago when you moved here, they weren't a very good team. Didn't have a lot of players to write home about. That's interesting. So you mentioned Evgeni Malkin being a player. So what from his game do you take? Is it that he's a big physical guy and he likes to throw his weight around? Is that something that you try to emulate, or are you more focused on the skill aspect?
Of course, he's a big guy, but he has skill and everything. I model my game actually, Patrick Kane, and he has unbelievable hands, smart guy, and two, I model my game after Marshad. He's small, probably like me, and he don't scare to put his body on the puck and play strong. So I need to work on it for sure.
Fantastic, man. We really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, letting us know a little bit more about you and your journey through hockey. This has been an interview with Mike Levin, draft pick of the London Knights. For Rain Hernandez, my name is Liam Crothers in the Six Hockey. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Thank you very much, guys, for having me.